Starting with a hazy, almost indiscernible snapshot is all that is needed in the modern world. Just a few. Period. After the age of 18, the photo of Johannah Duggar standing in a Walmart parking lot with her palm resting lightly on her unmistakably pregnant belly caught the attention of the internet. However, an external party could have the picture became viral in a matter of hours, and many individuals tried to de-stress by studying and sharing it. An image of Johannah Duggar was included in the description, which had provoked fury and considerable interest. That day, the following Twitter hashtags were popular. Fundamentalist blogs, fan sites, and former followers were among the many elements that contributed to the controversy, along with #DuggarCandle, #Johannah's pregnancy, and #purity. There was a tangible feeling of wonder, serenity, and concern at the heart of it all, on the Duggar campus in Springdale, Arkansas. The locals were used to disregarding most internet noise. Jim Bob Duggar, the patriarch, was among the last to respond. "Hey guys, make sure you give this video a thumbs up," stated the man. However, when his phone began ringing with reporters and old church acquaintances, he realized something was off. He sobbed as he sat in silence in his study, looked closely at the viral image, and said nothing for a long time. The first to cry was Michelle Duggar, who sank into a chair in the kitchen and wept as the gentle sounds of daily life filled the room. Johannah had been retreating for months. She had stopped going to church on a regular basis, stopped taking part in family Bible studies, and even declined a chance to be in the most recent Duggar Christmas special. After Michelle dismissed the period as a period of youthful rebellion, the older siblings started to gather across the house, with Johannah quietly shocking a long-standing arrangement and Johannah pacing the hallway and furiously texting Joanna Jinger, who was facsiming from California, her voice shaking with passion. Jill was already actively supporting her sister on social media. She was more aware than most of the debilitating weight of inheriting a heritage that she had not earned. Then the truth was revealed. 6 months before, Johannah had supposedly moved out and changed her identity by enrolling at a nearby Christian community college. She moved into a studio apartment, worked part-time as a barista, and took online classes after secretly falling in love with Caleb Martin, a young man who had been a longtime family acquaintance. Johannah and Caleb reunited during long walks, whispered fantasies, and a yearning to escape the pattern that had been established for them during summer picnics and youth retreats. When he matured into a thoughtful and stable man at the age of 19, far from the sophisticated image of suitors that Duggar had embraced at a bookshop, their connection took on a new dimension. A quiet yet intense relationship. After learning she was having a kid, Hannah was more focused on taking back her narrative and giving her child the freedom she had been denied via a secret Instagram profile. After hours of laughing and sobbing, they called Caleb and spoke about what may happen next instead of being married. "I'm not ashamed of it. I am building my life outside of the system I was born into. One day, I hope, my daughter will be proud of me." Johannah responded to the news by saying, "It was the shot that went viral among fundamentalists." Disillusioned by the years of scandals, conservative talk show hosts used her as a warning, while evangelical pundits criticized her. Former followers started debating if the responses were rebellion or evolution within the Duggar home. In an attempt to save the family's already fragile image, Jim Bob contacted lawyers, started drafting statements, spoke to TLC executives, and attempted to minimize the harm. Addressing directly despite her severe wounds, Michelle started to discreetly distance herself from Johannah while they spoke about her classes. She would go back and review Johannah's early work in order to distance herself from the all-encompassing politics. Early in the morning, Johannah Duggar was 35 years old, single, and at a turning point in her life when she wrote the letters that follow her calligraphy and whisper prayers of mercy rather than condemnation. She saw the suppressed memories coming to the surface in Johannah's rebellion after silently bearing the emotional burden of her family for many years. Johannah received financial support from Jill. Devastated and devout, Johannah couldn't help but notice her younger sister's fortitude. Voice when Jinger sent items for the infant from Los Angeles. Johannah's prominence in the news diminished with time, but the rumors persisted. Instead of doing interviews, she constructed a nursery with delicate, vivid paint colors in early autumn. Johannah, gorgeous, significantly pregnant, and firmly established, returned to the family house. She didn't come asking for pardon. She came with the facts. In the living room that had formerly housed television crews and chore schedules, she stood in front of her family. She was employed at the local cooperative. She and Caleb led an unrepentant, straightforward, and purposeful life. They grew, attended therapy together, and took their time getting married. Johannah pledged to raise her daughter, Grace Liberty Duggar, with honor and pride, but also with liberty, dignity, and integrity. Without a word, BOMBSHELL got up, walked across the room, and gave her daughter a silent, tearful hug. But there were those who disagreed. As siblings grew apart, pals from the old church stopped being friends. It's normally a huge issue when the Duggar family makes news, but this time? The internet is trembling. 19 kids and counting fans are in complete astonishment because, guess what? A pregnant Johannah Duggar is here. Yes, you read correctly. Everyone is rushing for information after the 19-year-old Duggar sister revealed a bombshell. Shall we start drinking the tea? Hold on. Duggar, Johannah? However, isn't she still a teenager? Indeed. Because of this, people are taking notice of this news. Johannah, the 16th child of the Duggar family, was born on October 11, 2005. She's always been the tomboyish, carefree younger sister who followed along in the background while her elder siblings got married and had kids as if it were a sport. Right now, it seems like she is becoming a mother herself. A now deleted Instagram story and a few cryptic TikTok comments revealing what fans thought was a baby bulge sparked the rumors. A close source purportedly verified it to many sites after several dismissed it as a rumor. Duggar watchers weren't prepared when the trending word Johannah Duggar pregnant appeared on X, previously Twitter. What so shocked people? The fact that Johannah hasn't even been publicly connected to someone romantically makes this news stand out, apart from the obvious her age. The Duggars are renowned for their highly controlled courtships. Expect side embraces, closely watched messages, and promises of purity prior to marriage. So, this revelation is a surprise no one anticipated for someone like Johannah, who hasn't even had a confirmed courting. She was just a kid on the show yesterday, one Reddit member said. How is she already expecting her own child? Another said, if this is true, the family's PR team better start working overtime. And to be honest, the same. Is it true, however? Let's examine. The Duggar family has been very quiet so far. Neither Michelle nor Jim Bob have made an official comment. No postings from elder sisters like Jill or Jessa offering congratulations. Jana, who, let's face it, is probably burning candles and mumbling prayers right now, didn't even provide a mysterious Bible scripture. But this is what we do know. Johannah has reportedly been laying low and avoiding cameras for the previous several months, according to a friend of a friend. Yes, we get how that sounds. She was wearing big sweatshirts and paparazzi-style fan images from a recent family gathering, which might signify anything, to be fair. However, that is essentially a billboard in Duggar world trademark. An Instagram story with a photo of a little pair of baby shoes with the remark, "Coming soon," was posted by an unverified account purporting to be Johannah's. In a matter of hours, it was removed. The fan community is in full detective mode, trying to figure out whether these are real indicators or simply crazy supposition. Where does Johannah fit into the Duggar pregnancy timeline? Remember that the Duggars have a reputation for getting married young and becoming pregnant often. By the time they hit 20, a number of Johannah's elder siblings were married and had their first children. Therefore, even though this may seem startling, it is in keeping with the family pattern. Johannah, however, seemed different. More subdued. More lighthearted. Less hasten the marriage baby repeat family custom. That's perhaps why supporters were affected hard by this news. Conjectures floating like confetti. There are many schools of thought on Johannah's alleged pregnancy. Theory of secret courtship and marriage. Perhaps Johannah eloped after a peaceful romance. Given how the Duggars have been keeping more and more things hidden recently, it wouldn't be all that unlikely. Thank you, Scandals.